Have you ever imagined your entire business, maybe your hard-earned reputation or even your personal finances just wiped out in a single click? What if one email, just a seemingly innocent message, could bring your whole company or maybe even your academic future crashing down? Get ready to level up. This deep dive is your essential guide to understanding the tech that's reshaping every industry and really empowering you to master it. Hey there, future business leaders. This is a special deep dive tailor-made for you, our BCIS 1305 students from Tarleton State University's Dr. Ciampa College of Business. And frankly, it's for anyone looking to navigate our digital world with, more confidence. Today, we're diving deep into security and safety. Why? Because in a world absolutely driven by data, your ability to protect technology, people, and information, well, it isn't just a skill anymore. It's a massive competitive advantage. And hey, before we really jump in, a quick ask. If you're finding these deep dives valuable, please take just a moment to like, subscribe, and share this episode. It really helps us reach more future professionals just like you, making sure they don't miss out on these kinds of insider tips that could, really position them for a bright future. Plus, definitely check out the description. We've put access to additional resources there that could be a real game changer for your learning.
Absolutely. And our mission today really is to transform you from just users of technology into, well, guardians of it. We'll be pulling out the crucial insights from your Chapter 6, Security and Safety, and blending that with some powerful real-world perspectives. You'll see how those foundational skills you're learning in business productivity tools, think word processing, spreadsheets, databases, presentations, they're all fundamentally intertwined with security. And how applying these concepts ethically online is just paramount for your success.
Exactly.
This deep dive, it feeds directly into your BCIS 1305 learning outcomes. Things like understanding IT fundamentals, demonstrating proper file management, conducting ethical business research. Today, we're building the fortress around all those skills, starting right now.
Okay, so let's unpack this. It's a crucial topic. Before we can, effectively defend ourselves and our future businesses, we have to truly understand the threat landscape. What are we actually up against? Our sources break down these technology risks into three main categories: information, environmental, and health and social risks. And these aren't just abstract ideas. They hit close to home for every single business professional and student. They impact everything from your personal data to, well, global supply chains.
Right. So maybe the first critical question is, who are these attackers and what really motivates them? It's actually a pretty complex spectrum. At one end, you've got the script kiddies. These are often, inexperienced individuals using pre-written tools they find online. They might not fully grasp the tech behind it, but their actions, they can still cause significant disruption, serious harm sometimes.
And then you move up the ladder.
Right. Exactly. You encounter hacktivists. They're driven more by political or social agendas. They're not usually after money. They break into systems to make a statement, disrupt operations, or leak information that fits their cause.
And then it gets even more serious. You mentioned cyber terrorists.
And nation-state actors, yeah. These groups are highly organized, often with significant government backing. They operate on a massive scale. Their goals can be anything from disrupting entire industries, hitting critical infrastructure, or even targeting governments for espionage, economic warfare, or just destabilization.
Wow. Okay. But it's not always someone from the outside, is it?
That's a key point. We absolutely cannot overlook insider threats. These are your employees, contractors, maybe even former staff. They misuse their legitimate access, sometimes intentionally to steal data or cause harm. Other times it's unintentional, maybe carelessness, or they fall victim to social engineering, like a phishing scam.
Right. So the threat can literally be sitting right next to you.
Precisely. It's not always some shadowy external hacker. Sometimes the biggest vulnerability is already inside the building.
That's a vital distinction. So let's think about this from the perspective of, say, our business students, someone going into accounting or finance. Imagine just a simple phishing email. An employee gets tricked, gives up a password.
And suddenly, bam, that single credential could expose incredibly sensitive financial data, payroll, proprietary trading info, customer accounts, everything.
And the fallout isn't just technical.
Not at all. It's lost trust, potential lawsuits, huge regulatory fines, and a devastating blow to the company's reputation. We're talking millions of potential losses. This really highlights why understanding these threats is absolutely crucial when you're creating business documents or managing financial records.
Okay, what about marketing students? They handle tons of customer data.
Exactly. That data, personal preferences, buying habits, contact details, it's gold to marketers. but it's also a prime target for hackers. A breach there doesn't just mean losing data. It means losing customer loyalty, facing massive reputational damage, and potentially crippling fines under laws like GDPR or CCPA. Those penalties are heavy.
So managers have a big role here, too.
Absolutely. Managers are on the hook for designing, enforcing, and constantly auditing cybersecurity policies, making sure their teams are trained and compliant. And for entrepreneurs, starting a new business.
Oh, that seems especially risky.
It is. With limited resources, a single data breach could literally sink your business before it even gets off the ground. Reputation is everything when you're starting out, building that initial trust.
And it's not just businesses. These risks are personal, too, right? Especially for students.
Totally personal and immediate. Think about logging into Canvas for your classes or checking your online bank balance. Every time you do that, you're potentially a target.
Using the same password everywhere.
That's a classic mistake. It creates this domino effect. One account gets compromised, suddenly they all are. School, social media, shopping sites.
And fake websites, like for scholarships.
Oh yeah, those scams are common. Falling for one could mean stolen personal info, which can damage your credit, maybe even your reputation, before your career even starts. This ties directly back to that learning outcome, describing the fundamentals of security and privacy. It's not just theory, it affects you.
And we've seen this play out on a massive scale, haven't we? These aren't just small incidents.
Exactly. The examples are stark. Remember the 2017 Equifax breach?
Huge. 147 million records, right?
Financial records, social security numbers, birth dates. Devastating. Not just for Equifax's reputation, but for millions of individuals dealing with potential identity theft for years after.
And the Target breach.
2013. 40 million credit cards compromised through their point-of-sale systems. It showed how vulnerable even big retail systems can be, often through like a third-party vendor weakness.
And more recently, the impact on hospitals. That's terrifying.
It really is. Ransomware attacks, forcing hospitals to cancel surgeries, divert ambulances, delay critical care. It literally proves cybersecurity failures can threaten lives. It just underscores how critical security is when you're creating any kind of business document, analyzing data, managing databases, especially in sensitive fields like healthcare.
Okay, so beyond the digital attacks, you mentioned environmental risks, e-waste.
Yeah, e-waste. It's the hidden footprint of all our tech. All those discarded smartphones, laptops, tablets, printers.
Yeah.
It's a massive, growing global problem.
How big are we talking?
Well, the U.S. alone generates over 9.4 million tons of this stuff annually. That's a staggering amount of material.
Okay.
And much of it could be reused or recycled if we handled it properly.
And the danger isn't just the volume, right? It's what's in them.
Exactly. These devices contain toxic chemicals, lead, mercury, cadmium, nasty stuff. When they just get dumped in landfills, these toxins can leach into the ground, into our water supplies. It contaminates the environment, poses long-term ecological risks, even public health risks.
But there are solutions.
Thankfully, yes. Programs like Sustainable Electronics Management, or SEM, they actively encourage recycling, refurbishing, reusing electronics. It helps mitigate the impact, promotes a more circular economy for tech, extends device lifespans, and reduces the need for mining new raw materials.
And businesses are feeling the pressure to deal with this.
Increasingly so, from regulators, investors, consumers. Responsible handling of e-waste is becoming expected. You see giants like Dell and Apple establishing their own trade-in and recycling programs. It's not just compliance, it's part of their brand image now. Resonates with eco-conscious customers.
So for our future accountants,
Tracking e-waste disposal becomes a part of cost management, sustainability reporting, ensuring compliance with environmental regulations. It's part of the modern accounting landscape.
and for entrepreneurs.
It's actually created new business opportunities. Electronics, recycling, refurbishment, secure data destruction, resale.
Yeah.
Turning an environmental problem into potential profit centers.
And as students, we're part of this cycle too.
Definitely. Every old device you replace has an impact. Choosing to donate that old laptop or smartphone instead of tossing it, that reduces harm, extends its life, might even help someone else bridge the digital divide. Even simple choices, like using cloud storage, Google Drive, OneDrive, iCloud, it minimizes the need for physical flash drives, which eventually become e-waste. It fits right in with proper, efficient file management techniques.
Okay, so we've covered data risks, environmental risks.
Right.
What about the direct impact on us, our health and social well-being?
Right. Technology isn't just out there. It's affecting our bodies and minds in pretty significant ways. Two really common physical issues are repetitive strain injury, or RSI.
From typing and bad posture.
Exactly. Wrists, hands, neck, back. And then there's eye strain from staring at screens for hours on end without good breaks. Most of us have felt that.
Definitely. But it goes beyond the physical, doesn't it?
It does. We're seeing more behavioral health problems. Technology addiction is a real thing, feeling anxious, stressed when you're separated from your devices, that constant need to check notifications.
And social issues.
Unfortunately, yes. Cyberbullying, cyberstalking. These can severely harm emotional well-being, leading to anxiety, depression. It's a serious dark side. Plus, the sedentary lifestyle that often comes with heavy screen use is a real concern. Less physical activity contributes to obesity, heart problems, other chronic health issues.
So thinking about the workplace, HR managers have a role here.
A critical role. Designing ergonomic office setups, adjustable chairs, proper monitor height, ergonomic keyboards. It's about protecting employee health proactively.
And finance folks might even calculate the cost.
Absolutely. Calculating productivity losses due to RSI or tracking the rising healthcare costs tied to these tech-related injuries. It's a bottom-line issue for companies.
And marketing teams.
They have to balance the benefits of social media engagement with the risks of employee overexposure, online harassment, and even negative brand associations if things aren't managed carefully. It's a tightrope walk.
And this hits students directly too, right? Maybe without them even realizing it.
Oh, for sure. Sitting hunched over a laptop writing papers or analyzing data. That can lead to chronic back pain or neck stiffness before you even graduate.
And the constant checking of social media while studying.
It's a form of dependency, really. It kills focus, hurts retention, negatively impacts your grades. Even group chats for projects, while useful, can sometimes expose students to harmful comments or online bullying. These aren't minor things. They're real threats to well-being and academic success.
Okay, let's zoom in on eye strain for a moment because it's so common. The good news is it doesn't cause permanent damage.
Right. The American Academy of Ophthalmology confirms that, which is reassuring.
Mhm.
But the discomfort, it can seriously impact your productivity and just how you feel day to day.
So what are the practical tips? You mentioned a few things. Let's break them down, maybe starting with environment and habits.
Okay, first big one, blink more. We normally blink about 15 times a minute. On screens, it drops to like 5-7 times. So make a conscious effort. Keep those eyes moist.
Good one. And looking away.
Yeah, the 20-20-20 rule. Every 20 minutes, look at something 20 feet away for at least 20 seconds. It helps your eyes relax and refocus.
Okay. What about the screen itself?
Adjust the brightness to match your room's lighting. Not too bright, not too dim. And increase the contrast. That can make text easier to read, less straining.
Yeah, glare. That can be annoying.
Definitely. Use a matte screen filter if you have problems with reflections from windows or lights.
Okay, so those are habits and environment. What if the discomfort persists? Are there more specific solutions?
Yeah, a couple of things. Artificial tears eye drops can really help refresh dry eyes, especially in dry rooms. Maybe even consider a humidifier.
And computer glasses. Are those different from blue light blockers?
Yes, they are different. Prescription computer eyeglasses are specifically designed for that intermediate distance, about 20-26 inches, where your screen usually is. They can really reduce strain if you're on the computer for long hours.
Got it. And finally, ergonomics. How we position ourselves.
Super important. Sit about arm's length away from the screen, roughly 25 inches, and position the screen so you're looking slightly downward. That's a more natural, less straining posture for your eyes and neck.
What about contact lens wearers? Does screen time make dry eye worse?
It often does, yeah. So maybe wear glasses for breaks, give your eyes a rest, never sleep in your contacts, even the extended wear kind. And maintain really good cleaning habits to avoid irritation and infection. It's just about being kind to your eyes in this digital age.
Makes sense. Okay, so we understand the risks now, information, environmental, health. Let's pivot to building our defenses.
Right. Understanding risks is step one, but it's only half the battle. Now we need proactive strategies, building that digital armor. And security isn't just about, fancy firewalls. It's built on everyday habits, meticulous planning. This ties right back to that learning outcome, describing the fundamentals of IT concepts: hardware, software, security, privacy.
Okay, so let's start with the basics, protecting the physical device and the data on it. Hardware first, electrical issues, and theft.
Two big physical threats. A surge protector is an absolute must-have. Shields your gear from sudden power spikes that can just fry components.
And for really critical stuff, like during a storm or if the power flickers.
That's where an uninterruptible power supply, a UPS, comes in. It's basically a battery backup. Gives you crucial minutes during an outage to save your work and shut down properly. Prevents data loss, prevents system corruption. Huge for businesses, but great for students during finals week too.
Good point. And theft, especially in public places.
Always a concern. Simple things work. Cable locks can deter those opportunistic grabs. Device tracking software often built in now, like Find My on Apple devices, can help locate a stolen device or let you wipe it remotely.
And just keeping an eye on it.
Honestly, yeah. The simple habit of keeping your laptop or phone in sight, not leaving it unattended on a coffee shop table,
Yeah.
that's basic but effective defense for your hardware.
Okay, beyond the physical device, what about losing files? Hardware failure, accidental deletion, or worse, a cyber attack like ransomware.
That's where backups become your absolute lifeline, your ultimate safety net. Losing data is way more common than people think.
And there's a rule for this, right? The 3-2-1 rule.
Exactly. It's a golden rule from CISA, the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency. Simple, memorable, incredibly effective. The 3-2-1 rule for backups. 3. Keep 3 copies of any important file, your primary working copy, plus 2 separate backups.
Okay, 3 copies.
2. Keep these files on 2 different types of media. Why? Protects against different hazards. So maybe your computer's hard drive, A&D, a cloud service, or an external drive, A&D optical disks. If one type fails, the other might be fine.
2 different media. Got it.
1. Store 1 copy offsite, physically away from your home or office. This protects against fire, flood, theft, things that could destroy both your main device and your local backup.
1 offsite copy, 3-2-1. Makes sense. So how do we actually do this? What are the options? Cloud storage seems huge now.
It is. Services like Google Drive, OneDrive, iCloud are incredibly popular. And for good reason. The pros. They protect against local disasters like fire or flood or malware hitting your machine. You get anytime, anywhere, access with internet. No need to buy your own hardware. Easily scalable, buy more storage as needed. And some providers even handle regulatory compliance, which is big for businesses.
Okay, but what are the downsides, the cons?
Well, you're dependent on internet. No connection, no access. There's potential vendor lock-in switching providers can be a hassle. And for businesses, a big one is jurisdiction issues. Where's your data actually stored? If it's across servers in different countries, that creates legal and compliance headaches, especially with laws like GDPR. Plus, you have less direct control over their infrastructure.
So security is key when choosing a cloud provider. What should we look for?
Definitely. Look for providers that encrypt your data, both when stored and in transit, using strong algorithms like AES. They should use secure connections like SSL/TLS, good network security like firewalls, physical security for their data centers, and ensure your data can't leak to other customers sharing the infrastructure. Do your homework on the provider.
Okay, cloud is one option. What about physical backups, removable media?
Right, things like external hard drives or solid-state drives, SSDs, which include flash drives, USB drives, SD cards, even internal-external SSDs. The pros here, they're portable, they work on most computers, lots of capacities and price points, and reusable.
But the downsides?
Portability means they're easy to lose or get stolen, especially those tiny USB drives. And if you're just copying files over, you could accidentally back up malware or corrupted files without realizing it, that rolling backup issue.
So how do we secure removable media since we control it?
You're responsible. Exactly. Password protect the drive itself. Encrypt the data on it. Many modern drives offer built-in encryption. Only connected to trusted, secure computers. Remove it promptly after the backup. And store it securely when not in use. Don't just leave it lying around.
What about older stuff like CDs or DVDs, optical storage?
Yeah, optical storage CDs, DVDs, Blu-rays, they can be good for disaster recovery archives. The non-rewritable ones, like CDR or DVDR, mean you can't accidentally erase them or have malware rewrite them later.
The limitations.
Lower capacity, generally. No built-in encryption, usually. And physical handling can degrade them over time. Magnetic tape is still used for massive, cheap archival storage in big enterprises, but the systems are expensive. And floppy disks, zip disks, yeah, pretty much obsolete.
So the choice depends on your needs.
Exactly. Assess your needs. How much data? How sensitive is it? What's your budget? For students, maybe your laptop drive plus an external SSD and a cloud service covers 3-2-1. For businesses, it's often a more complex mix, definitely involving offsite, encrypted backups. It's foundational file management, keeping data organized and safe.
Okay, moving from backups to access control. Authentication. You said passwords are the weak link.
Often, yeah. They're the most common tool, but weak passwords are how most criminals get in. It's like leaving your front door unlocked.
So what makes a password strong? CISA had tips, right?
3 simple, powerful tips from their Secure Our World initiative makes a huge difference. First, make them long, at least 16 characters. Longer is exponentially stronger against brute force attacks. Think years versus minutes to crack.
16 characters, minimum.
Second, make them random. Two ways here. Best is a random string of uppercase, lowercase, numbers, symbols, or create a memorable passphrase, 5 to 7 unrelated words, like correct horse battery staple, but, make up your own unique one. Get creative with spelling. Add symbols, maybe.
Randomness is key. Unrelated words.
Third, make them unique. A different password for every single account. No exceptions. This stops credential stuffing. If one account's password leaks, the others are still safe.
Okay, but remembering all those unique, long, random passwords, that sounds impossible.
That's where a password manager becomes your best friend. It's software that creates, securely stores, and automatically fills in strong, unique passwords for all your sites.
So you only need to remember one master password.
Exactly. One strong master password for the manager itself. It handles the rest. Look for reputable ones, maybe check reviews from sources like Consumer Reports. It's essential for safeguarding everything, personal accounts, business software.
Okay, passwords are one thing. What about going beyond passwords?
Yes, more layers are better. Biometric authentication, fingerprint, facial recognition. Using something you are. Much harder to fake than guessing a password.
Like unlocking your phone.
Precisely. And then the really crucial one, two-factor authentication, 2FA, or even better, multi-factor authentication, MFA.
Right, needing more than just the password, like that high security building example.
Exactly. MFA requires verifying your identity using more than one method. Something you know, password, something you have, phone, token, or something you are, biometrics. Even if someone steals your password, they can't get in without that second factor. It dramatically cuts down risks like phishing, credential stuffing, brute force attacks, creates multiple barriers.
And there are different ways to get that second factor.
Lots of options, which is great. You can choose based on convenience and security needs. There's SMS or email OKP's one-time passwords sent via text or email. Convenient, but vulnerable to SIM swapping or phishing. Maybe okay for low-risk accounts.
Okay, what's better?
Authenticator apps like Google or Microsoft Authenticator. They generate time-based codes, TOTPs, directly on your device. Much harder to intercept since the code isn't sent over the network. Very common, very good.
Hardware tokens. You mentioned YubiKeys.
Yeah, hardware tokens like YubiKeys, physical devices you plug in or tap. Incredibly secure, especially against phishing and SIM swaps. Less convenient maybe, but top-notch for highly sensitive data.
Biometrics again.
Biometric authentication can be a factor too. Your fingerprint or face scan. Seamless and very secure.
And those push notifications.
Right, push notifications,
Done.
often the easiest. You just get a prompt on your registered phone. Is this you trying to log in? And tap yes or no. Super simple, still effective.
The benefits of using MFA seem huge. It's not just about blocking hackers, is it?
Not at all. It's a massive strategic advantage. Enhanced security, obviously. Huge reduction in unauthorized access. Protection against common attacks. Plus, it helps meet compliance rules, builds user trust, improves business resilience by preventing costly breaches. Modern MFA is flexible, adaptable. It's future-proofing your security.
So not using MFA is basically leaving the door wide open.
Pretty much, yeah. For any important account, email, banking, school portal, cloud storage, MFA should be considered essential. It's fundamental security practice.
Okay, MFA is critical. What about encryption? You mentioned that briefly.
Right, encryption. It's the process of scrambling information using complex algorithms so only authorized users with the correct key can read it. Think of it like a super strong secret code for your data. It's essential for protecting data at rest stored on your hard drive, a USB, and data in transit moving across the internet, like during online banking or sending secure emails.
Banks use it. Hospitals.
Absolutely.
Right.
Banks rely on it for secure transactions. Hospitals use it to protect patient records under HIPAA regulations. Universities encrypt student records to comply with FERPA. It's critical for managing data in databases, integrating business apps securely, ensuring confidentiality and integrity. Without it, sensitive data is just exposed.
Okay, so we have backups, strong authentication, encryption. What about staying vigilant against ongoing threats, like identity theft?
Yeah, moving from prevention to vigilance. Identity theft is when criminals steal and use your personal info, social security number, name, address to commit fraud, open accounts, file fake tax returns, and it's a nightmare that can take years to fix.
How do we protect ourselves?
Some key actions. Shred sensitive documents. Don't just toss bank statements or credit offers. Limit the personal data you share online, especially on social media. Be mindful of your digital footprint. And crucially, monitor your credit reports regularly. Look for accounts you didn't open or inquiries you don't recognize.
You can get free reports, right?
Yes, you're entitled to free reports annually from the three major bureaus, Equifax, Experian, TransUnion, via annualcreditreport.com. Check them. You can also consider placing a credit freeze, which blocks new creditors from accessing your report without your explicit permission, making it much harder for thieves to open accounts.
What about those credit monitoring services you see advertised? Are they worth it?
They can be helpful. They actively scan your credit files and alert you quickly to changes, new accounts, inquiries, address changes, score drops. Top names include Experian, Aura, Privacy Guard, Credit Karma, often free but might offer paid upgrades, Identity Force, ID Shield, MyFICO. They vary in features and cost.
What should you look for if considering one?
Transparency in fees is key. How often do they refresh reports and scores? Do they offer identity theft insurance? And how much? Do they scan the dark web for your info? And importantly, how many bureaus do they monitor? 1, 2, or all 3? 3-bureau monitoring is obviously more comprehensive.
How do they actually work?
You provide your personal info. They use it to access your credit reports from the bureaus. Equifax, Experian, TransUnion if it's 3-bureau. Then they watch for activity and alert you.
But they don't prevent theft.
That's the critical distinction. They help you detect theft quickly to minimize the damage. They can't stop someone from stealing your info in the first place. It's different from credit repair, fixing errors, or broader identity theft protection, which might include more recovery services.
So monitoring your credit, whether through a service or just checking your free reports, is good financial hygiene.
Absolutely. Helps catch errors, spots suspicious activity early, and helps you understand what affects your score. And checking your own report is a soft inquiry. It doesn't hurt your score like applying for new credit does.
And there's been recent news related to this.
Yeah, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, CFPB, recently sued Experian over how they handle consumer disputes, showing the regulatory focus. TransUnion reported that data breaches in the U.S., while maybe slightly fewer, were more severe in 2024, leaking higher quality data. And FICO scores are fluctuating, partly due to things like student loan repayments resuming and the future inclusion of buy now, pay later loans. It all just highlights why actively protecting your financial data is so important, especially as business students.
Okay, another huge threat, computer viruses and malware. What's the basic idea of a virus?
A computer virus is basically malicious code or a program designed to spread from one computer to another, often causing damage to data or messing up system operations.
How do they get started? And spread.
Hackers write the code. Then users unknowingly spread it, clicking infected links, installing dodgy software, opening infected email attachments. The virus often hides in a legitimate file and waits until you run it or open it. Then it activates, infects, and tries to replicate.
How would you know if your computer's infected? What are the signs?
Look for things like frequent weird pop-ups, your computer running super slow, unexpected crashes or freezes, programs or icons appearing that you didn't install, getting locked out by password changes you didn't make, settings changing on their own. These are red flags.
Are there different types of viruses?
Oh yeah, lots. Macroviruses hide in Word or Excel files. Boot sector viruses mess with your startup process. Web scripting viruses exploit browsers. Polymorphic viruses change their code to try and evade antivirus software. And related threats, though technically different, include ransomware that encrypts your files and demands payment, and Trojans that disguise themselves as useful software to trick you into installing them. All fall under the umbrella of malware.
So prevention is key. What are the must-dos?
Okay, essential prevention steps. First, use reliable antivirus software. Keep it updated. Brands like Norton, McAfee, Bitdefender are well known. Enable automatic scanning. Second, keep all your software updated your operating system, Windows, Mac OS, your browser, your applications. Updates often patch security holes hackers use.
What about emails and downloads?
Third, be very wary of email attachments, especially from unknown senders. Scan them before opening. Fourth, don't click suspicious pop-ups or visit shady websites. Fifth, download software only from trusted sources, official app stores, developer sites. Scan downloads too.
And backups again?
And sixth, yes, reinforce the backup point. Back up your data regularly. If you do get hit by malware, having a clean backup means you can recover without losing everything. It's vital protection for your hardware, software, and all those business documents you create.
Makes sense. Finally, network security, especially home Wi-Fi.
Absolutely critical. An insecure Wi-Fi network is like broadcasting your activity. Hackers nearby could potentially intercept usernames, passwords, credit card numbers, anything you send unencrypted. Securing your Wi-Fi is a core part of ethical internet use and protecting your privacy.
So what are the key steps to lock down home Wi-Fi?
Several important things you should do. First, encrypt your network. Go into your router settings. Use WPA3 Personal if available is the strongest. If not, use WPA2 Personal. If you only see WEP or WPA, your router is likely too old and needs updating or replacing. Those are easily cracked.
Okay, WPA3 or WPA2. What else?
Second, change default settings. Create a unique network name, FSID, don't use your name or address, and crucially, create strong, unique passwords for both the Wi-Fi network itself and the router's administrator login. Don't leave the admin password as admin or password.
Keep the router updated.
Third, yes, keep your router's firmware up to date. Check the manufacturer's website or your ISP if they provided it. Updates patch security flaws. Register it for notifications if possible.
Turn off risky features.
Fourth, yes, turn off risky features unless you absolutely need them. Disable remote management, accessing settings from the internet. Disable Wi-Fi protected setup, WPS, the push-button connection method. It's vulnerable. Disable universal plug-and-play. UPnP lets devices automatically find each other, can open security holes. Convenience sometimes comes at the cost of security.
What about guests using your Wi-Fi?
Fifth, set up a guest network if your router supports it. This keeps your main Wi-Fi password private and isolates guests' devices from your main network, limiting the spread of potential malware.
Simple things, too.
Sixth, log out as administrator after you're done changing settings. Seventh, turn on your router's firewall. Most have one built in. Make sure it's enabled. And eighth, remember to protect the devices connecting to the network, too, with updates and antivirus.
Wow, okay. That's a lot for Wi-Fi. Any other general personal cybersecurity tips that come up often?
Yeah, pulling from common advice online. A few more good habits reinforce these points. Always keep all software patched and updated. Be smart about VPNs. Unless you have a specific need, remember HTTPS encrypts most traffic already, so a VPN might just be shifting trust, not adding security for everyday browsing. Use tools like VirusTotal to check suspicious links or files before clicking. Check haveibeenparien.com to see if your email has been caught in known data breaches.
Physical keys for MFA.
Consider physical MFA keys like YubiKeys for critical accounts to bypass SIM swap risks. Maybe use separate online accounts or emails for different risk levels, one secure one for banking, another for random signups. Be super cautious about sharing ID documents online. Use ad blockers and privacy extensions like uBlock Origin.
And the golden rule.
The golden rule. If you have doubt, don't. CLCK. Applies to everything. Emails, links, attachments, pop-ups. Trust your gut. If it seems too good to be true or just weird, it probably is. Oh, and use credit cards over debit cards for online purchases, better fraud protection generally. And maybe glance at card readers for skimmers before you swipe. Just good habits.
Excellent practical advice. Okay, we've covered threats, defenses. Let's shift gears. Why does all this matter so much specifically to you, our Dr. Ciampa College of Business students? How is this a competitive edge?
Right. This isn't just about avoiding bad things. It's about gaining a significant professional advantage. That's the key takeaway for business students. What's fascinating now is that cybersecurity is absolutely not just an IT department issue anymore. It deeply impacts accounting, marketing, finance, HR, every single business function. So your ability as a future business leader to understand and help protect sensitive data, safeguard client relationships, ensure operational continuity, that's not just a tech skill. It's a direct competitive advantage for any company you join.
Absolutely. Businesses that get this right proactively reducing e-waste, truly protecting customer trust through strong security, maintaining secure operations, they aren't just doing the right thing. They're actively enhancing their reputation, strengthening their brand, making themselves more marketable. We see companies like Apple and Dell making sustainability part of their identity. Even things like ergonomics consulting firms thriving by helping businesses reduce injuries like RSI that shows a commitment to employees that pays off in morale, productivity, and reduced costs. It all shows how integrating business software securely and conducting ethical business research leads to real positive impact.
And connecting this directly to your career prospects, especially here in North Texas. The Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex is a huge and growing job market for professionals with these security skills. DFW is consistently ranked as a top market for cybersecurity jobs. We're talking tens of thousands of openings, and average salaries are well into six figures. The demand is intense.
What's driving that demand here?
Major DFW industries. Financial services, obviously huge here. Healthcare, with all its sensitive data. Aerospace and defense, critical infrastructure. And a massive tech and consulting sector serving everyone else.
So for our MIS, IT, CIS grads from the Dr. Ciampa College of Business.
Your blend of business acumen with this technical security knowledge, it positions you incredibly well for these high-demand roles. You speak both languages, business and tech.
What kind of job titles could graduates look for?
Lots of possibilities.
Yeah.
Cybersecurity analyst, information security consultant, cyber risk and compliance analyst. That last one is a really strong fit for business grads, bridging tech with policy, business continuity specialist, even cybersecurity business development roles. And moving up, roles like internal audit, technology risk manager, cybersecurity VP,
Yep.
all require that blend of business strategy and technology understanding. This ties directly into using things like goal-seeking and what-if analysis. You'll be using those skills to evaluate complex security risks and recommend strategic business solutions.
Okay, so the opportunity is definitely there. What specific skills should students focus on developing to really stand out in this market? What are employers looking for?
Good question. Based on what we see in job postings and industry reports, there are some key areas. Technical expertise. Hands-on experience matters. Familiarity with tools like SIM systems, think Splunk, which analyze security logs, endpoint protection software, firewalls, maybe even some scripting with Python or PowerShell for automation.
Certifications, are they important?
Professional certifications, yes, employers value them highly. While your degree is foundational, certs like CompTIA Security plus CISSP, CGISM often show up as preferred or required. They validate specific skills.
Cloud security seems big too.
Cloud security, huge demand. Expertise in securing environments on platforms like AWS, Azure, Google Cloud is critical as companies move workloads there.
And responding to attacks.
Threat intelligence and incident response. Knowing how to detect threats, investigate breaches using digital forensics, and follow procedures to respond quickly and effectively.
So, how can students gain that competitive edge? What actions should they take?
A few key recommendations. First, leverage your business acumen. This is your unique advantage. You understand the financial, legal, operational impacts of security. You can explain the why behind security investments to leaders in a way purely technical people might struggle with.
Pursue those certifications.
Second, pursue certifications. Start with foundational ones like Security Plus while you're still in school. It shows initiative and makes your resume stand out immediately.
Get hands-on experience.
Third, seek hands-on experience. Actively look for internships, co-ops, maybe corporate-sponsored class projects. Real-world exposure is invaluable. DFW has tons of opportunities.
Develop the technical skills.
Fourth, develop technical skills. If possible, advocate for practical labs in your courses, focusing on those tools. Cloud security, vulnerability scanning, maybe basic forensics. Don't just read about it, do it.
And soft skills.
Fifth, highlight soft skills. Don't underestimate communication, problem-solving, attention to detail. They're crucial for collaborating across teams, explaining complex issues clearly, and getting buy-in for security measures.
All great advice. And these really tie back into the BCIS 1305 goals describing IT fundamentals, managing files properly, creating secure documents and analyses. It's all about equipping you for that career path. So wrapping this up, what are the big takeaways from this deep dive? It seems technology offers incredible opportunities, but also, significant risks.
Definitely. But being prepared, being proactive with security, that's what sets you apart. And cybersecurity isn't just an IT problem anymore. It truly touches every part of a business: accounting, marketing, finance, all of it.
And it affects us personally too, right? Our well-being.
Absolutely. Maintaining physical health, dealing with eye strain or RSI, finding that digital balance. It's vital for long-term success, both in school and in your career. Remember those eye strain tips? They actually work.
And the good news is, powerful protection isn't out of reach. Simple things like smart backups, that 3-2-1 rule, using multi-factor authentication everywhere you can, understanding basic encryption. These are accessible measures for everyone.
Right. And responsible businesses. They're not just avoiding fines. They're leading by reducing e-waste, protecting customer trust, and genuinely enhancing their reputation. It's becoming a hallmark of a good company.
Ultimately, it seems professionals who grasp and implement these safety and security practices gain a real competitive edge. It aligns perfectly with the skills you're building right here in BCIS 1305.
Exactly. This knowledge turns you from just a user into an informed guardian of information. That makes you incredibly valuable.
It really comes back to that first question. How do we navigate this digital world securely? By embracing these practices, you're not just protecting yourself or your future company, you're becoming the kind of informed, proactive, digitally savvy leader that every single industry desperately needs right now. Thanks so much for joining us on this deep dive. If you enjoyed this conversation, found it useful, please hit that like button, subscribe for more insights like this, and maybe share it with a friend or classmate who could benefit. And please, don't forget to check the description below. We've linked additional resources there to help you keep learning and growing in this area.
And as you reflect on everything we've discussed today, here's a provocative thought for you, tying back to our chat about insider threats. Which do you think poses a greater, perhaps more complex challenge for organizations to truly defend against? Sophisticated external hackers constantly probing from the outside, or the potential threats lurking within their own ranks from insiders? Think about it and defend your answer with some examples.
The future of business isn't just about what you know. It's about how you apply technology to make it happen. Thanks for listening.